G'day everyone, it's the Gel Father here. Some people will know that reference, others won't. Thanks, Vass. So we talk about Gel Ball, we talk about Speedball, we talk about Speedy Boys and HPA, we talk about Real Steel occasionally, and we also talk about Discord today.
Yeah.
I've got a guest. Hello, guest.
Hi, I'm Retro. I'm also known more commonly as Vague Strategist. Yeah, YouTuber, celebrity, just a player.
I hear you've got a bit of a Discord thing going on too.
I do. I run the Warcrime Prime Time community, so I started that, and I've got a Discord for that.
So, welcome to the show, Retro.
Thanks for having me.
Cool. Have you listened to these before?
Yeah. I always end up getting distracted. I'll start listening to them, and then I'll usually get a phone call or something, or I'll start doing something, and then 3 hours later, I come back.
Nice. What's your chosen listen location? Are you a transit listener? Are you a
Spotify.
Yeah, but
Spotify's easy.
Like, do you listen in the car ride to work, or just whenever?
Kind of whenever. A lot of the time it's when I'm heading out to Milsim East to actually play.
Oh, shit, I've got to listen to this before I get there. He'll ask me questions.
Yeah, make sure everything's up to date.
What was it that originally 400 years ago brought you to Gel Ball, and what was your first Gel Blaster?
Oh, I've got it's somewhere. It's an old kid's like mini M4 that's like bolt action and hopper fed through the sight.
Wow.
I got that like it would have been 2016. I didn't realize at the time that there was a sport. I just had it because I was like, this is cool, I'll play with this.
I wouldn't say there was a sport until probably 2017.
Yeah, and I kind of disappeared. I was just like dealing with life stuff at the time, so I kind of forgot about it. And then so probably like 2018, I started to kind of notice that it was popping up. I was like going around places, seeing stores popping up. I'm like, okay, this is a thing, and got into it. February of 2019 it would have been.
What's your favorite style of play, or isn't there one?
Milsim. Always Milsim.
Oh, I've heard you've been known to frequent hardcore a bit too.
I do love a bit of casual play of just running around with mates and just team deathmatch or whatever, kind of easy objective mode.
Yep.
But I've been doing that for the last however many years now, so I'm starting to go, okay, I really want to do more objective based stuff, more Milsim kind of things, like with a bit of a not quite a story, but an overarching kind of mission,
a broad mission to work.
Yeah, something where you can tackle it your own way.
Yep. And would you call yourself the leader of a Milsim squad, or just like the iconic focus person or something? What would you define? And how would the prime time Warcrime Prime Time people what would they say?
Yeah, they'd call me, I guess, also the mascot at the same time. Because I mean, I'm sure you've seen all the memes and emojis of my face that have been doing the rounds in that Discord that have been there for God knows how long now. There's many a meme of me, but yeah, I created it. I am the owner. It started off really as like an armor group, a bunch between like a bunch of guys like in WA, Queensland, South Australia, and then I was like, let's just play Gel Ball. I'm just going to turn this into a group. Yeah, because I moved from group to group. I was originally in the original prac team, which is run by Hench from Loadout Locker. Then I still am a part of Bush Bashers, which was our own little team, which kind of shrunk down, kind of fell apart because people moved on. stopped playing. But yeah, I'd say, yeah, I'm a bit of the leader for it, kind of.
I just want to go back to what you just said there, where people moved on. Do you find that Gel Ball is getting towards the end of its fad phase and it's sort of normalizing now and people are moving on and we're getting new people and there's not many of the originals around?
God, no.
No?
God, no. No, I reckon, like, obviously for the period I've been in it, it's been a long time in the sport. Like, for example, one of the guys has stopped kind of playing because he's had a kid. So, things like that, life happen, you have kids, you get married, you get a new job or something, things like that happen. And that's kind of what people tend to usually move on from. They find they don't have time anymore because they have kids or all the aforementioned things. But I mean, I'm still running into people people that are actually into the sport, like deeply into it. I see them all the time. I see posts from them on social media. I see a video and I'll see them in the background somewhere playing. It's one of those things that people come and go, and that's going to be part of everything. But a lot of the people that are core are still here. Like, you're still here,
But apparently I'm the gel fodder.
That's true.
I don't really love that title, but I'm going to milk it.
Yeah, I milk the celebrity thing. I don't really consider myself to be a celebrity, but I'm going to milk it anyway. Guido calls me one, so.
If Guido called you a celebrity, then you're a celebrity. Celebrities should be able to bestow it upon other celebrities.
That's true. That's true.
I don't think you're quite a Braden celebrity.
No, I'm never going to be a Braden celebrity, sadly.
Apparently people are walking up to him in the street now going, "You're that Braden guy." I love that.
I have had that happen to me before a couple of times.
I've been in a Gel Blaster shop and somebody's done a double take and looking at me and they're like, "Where do I know you from?" I said, "Well, we're in a Gel Ball shop. Put two and two together."
Yeah,
you're that's usually I'm like,
yeah.
Nobody else looks this fat, so it's got to be me.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I wear this shirt usually because it's like branding and stuff, and also because it's just a massive joke. Because usually the stores I'm going to, people know me, so it's like, oh fuck, here we go, he's here again. Now we're gonna put up with his bullshit, and so on. So it's always just a big joke to me.
Yeah, look, I do go to shows, and I'm wearing the work shirt today with the. I'm mirrored here, so I can't see it, and we've got the. Jesus, we were talking about just before we started. We're talking about how effective this green screen is, and I'm trying to point to my logo, and it's cutting my hand out.
It's crazy good.
Watching a podcast, I'm also doing this on Zoom with a background. I'm going to try and put this on YouTube, but that's cray. I do this. There we go.
There we go. Now it's picking it up.
I'll put my finger behind the mic. Look, there's a microphone here. Crazy.
It's so good. It's crazy.
Yeah. So have you played at every field within Kui of you so far? And a couple that have probably closed down in that time too.
Yeah, there's been some that have opened, some that have closed.
I'd assume you would have done Rapid when it was still open.
I actually never played at Rapid, even though it's close to me. I'm definitely moving away from the indoor stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when I started playing, I was playing out at like, your field when my very first game was out there, and then I played at like Donnybrook. I've played at Daybra. I like the outdoor stuff. That's my thing.
Just to cut you off, I hear a rumor Daybra's going to reopen soon.
Yeah, I have heard that too. I believe that they're nearly finished their work. But yeah, I haven't been out there since.
Yep.
Oh, God knows how long now. It's been ages.
Apparently, one of the few weekends I wasn't here, they were here playing with us, so I didn't get up with them. So, lots of love, Daybra guys, and let me know when you're open so I can tell the world.
Yeah, actually, no, I was. Was it last weekend? I think it was last weekend or the weekend before. Dan was out there. I was there that day. That was a really, really windy day that we've spoken about on Discord.
Yeah. I was off doing some health stuff, so yeah, that's life.
Yeah.
So, what's your favorite blaster now? Oh, he's got it in his hands.
Oh, it's not this one.
Oh, that's the fabled MCX.
The MCX. Yeah, I just have it sitting next to me because I'm actually going to be doing a review on it. I've been just play with it. It's touch feel kind of thing.
I hear you've got a couple of blasters, nudge, that you need to review, and you haven't nudge.
I do have a file from you actually, and that is currently sitting in my car because I haven't taken it out.
That's naughty. You're not allowed to drive around with it if you don't have a place to be going with it.
That's true, but my car's been sitting in my
You've been
driveway for God knows how long now.
Please don't leave it out there because the police do care about this stuff.
Yeah. I live on acreage and my car's secure, so that's why I'm doing it. So, but yeah, I've got the foul. My favorite blaster.
It's like saying, what's your favorite child? I hear.
Yeah, it's a hard one because I mean I have a few different blasters.
How many? Come on.
I got an APS AK. I've got the Scar 1000, which is kind of a project. I actually traded my P1 for that one. So I got a Scar 1000 for my upgraded P1. But
is that the one Johnny Wang was doing?
Yeah, the Aries. So it's a secondhand one, so it needs a bunch of work. That one, yeah, I ignore it. It's sitting behind me. I can feel its glare on me, but I just ignore it. It's not there.
Every time I walk into his shop, I go, M110, Scar H, M110. I can't have one and not the other, and I don't have $40 million, so I'll go with that.
Yeah. Like it's one of those things, you know, I've sunk a good chunk of money, but I'd say my favorite's probably my M4, but that's not really it's not an off the shelf blast. It's a custom from the ground up. So like, you know, it's got the whole watt receiver. It's got an LDX box. I started with a retro box. Retro's retro box.
Yep. There's a sexual joke in there that I'm not going near.
You're not going to touch it?
No, I've got to save myself. I'm doing an uplate with Kamikaze and somebody else. There's going to be a special guest on that.
Oh, that'll be fun.
It's going to be patron only too. So,
Oh. Yeah, my M4. It's custom ground up. I've enjoyed building it. It's been kind of a bit of a work of love. When I started it, I was originally going to be doing HPA. Then life. And it's like, okay, I'm not going to do HPA. And Ray from Mad Dogs actually gave me a PTS handguard for it, which I've actually got on it. And I was going to do the full build with like, you know, the watt receiver, the PTS stock and grip and everything. Yeah. Real Gucci, nice build. But yeah, I mean, I've been using those parts. I've got a few issues I'm still trying to fix with it, like the old buffer tube screw. That one's
I heard a rumor about that.
Yep, that's come off again. So
there's this thing called lock tape and there's thread tape. Like there's lots of options there.
Yeah, it's more the screws that are a bit too short. So make sure it's okay to have your own screw be short, but the screws to your blasters need to be longer. So you can't compensate with that.
But not too long as well.
Not too long. Long, but not too long.
We've had a guy put a buffer tube on an LK. And you know anything about the LK? There's nothing it doesn't screw into the back of the gearbox like a lot do. So
yeah,
he's gone and put some sandwich plate there and tapped and threaded and done a real home job. And he has a buffer tube on an LK, and he's front wired it because he's crazy.
I don't know how to feel about that. I don't know how to feel about that. It makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, but we have to overcome that problem because I've ordered the folding stocks for them. They're ready in China, so I'm very excited about them.
Yeah.
But there's going to be some problems fitting them to some of the blasters. And we don't know whether it's going to be cross-compatible with any other blaster on the market, let alone fell blasters, because China just builds their own thing, and
they change one little thing and
that's enough.
Works.
Yep.
Yeah.
And China did promise me that it would be a drop-on solution, but it's not. They've sent me
It
photos,
always ends
and
up
it's
like
not
that.
a drop-on solution.
Yeah, that's definitely one thing in the industry that a lot of people that aren't really involved with the back end or don't know much about like the store side, the amount of times that things like this happen where you speak to a store owner and they tell you one thing and then they get it and it's a different thing all the time.
I
That's just
totally
how it is.
appreciate that. And look, I am going to defend 99% of those store owners is that sometimes what we get told by China is totally different to what we're given. Sometimes they listen to us and sometimes they do things for reasons that I can't comprehend.
Yeah, it is what it is.
It is. It is.
It
That's
is what
what
it
we've got.
is.
Until we start building blasters here in Australia like HSG does. Yeah.
It's going to be a while.
And MK and a few others are starting to do stuff here. I've got some parts getting built here, but I certainly can't call myself an Australian blaster builder.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's hard, like everyone wants to see stuff built here, but then people don't want to pay the cost because like China's super cheap manufacturing because it's China.
Look, if Rona wasn't around, I would consider putting an Australian into China for 6 months of the year. Just to do QA and to go and network and stuff. But with Rona, me as a business owner, that means I've got to pay somebody for 2 weeks that's sitting, and I'm not talking about some average schmo. I want to put an engineer over there.
Yeah.
So who can afford 1 month worth of 14 days here, 14 days back, plus all their living expenses over there? That's a lot of money for any gel blaster business, even the big boys.
Yeah.
I don't think they could justify doing that.
Yeah, it's hard. People think that like there's a lot of money in the industry, but at the end of the day, the money is not going to paying people's, like, obviously you got all the staff costs and everything, but all that money mainly goes back into store rent and so
overheads
and like cost of stock.
Yep.
It's just ridiculous sometimes. And
yeah, I love like I'll lurk in some of the forums and that just to see what people are saying. They go, oh, well, I could get this for $12 on AliExpress, and you go, well, then do it.
Yeah,
don't whinge about it. Go and do it, and then when it breaks, that's your problem, mate. You've saved your money up front. It's like insurance. You either get it or you don't.
Yeah, that's one of the things. We could talk about that. I guess you could say the gel ball politics, I guess you could say this comes under still.
Yeah.
For hours and hours. And most people still wouldn't even see most of the stuff. They wouldn't hit the light of day for them.
Good. I like to keep that behind the veil.
Yeah, it's good. It's better not to know. There it is. I was waiting for that.
No, I won't go that far. Yeah. But yeah, look, everyone's got to start somewhere as a business. Some have done better than others. Some have done really well.
Yeah.
It just is what it is. Some people are better at doing the things that I don't do well. And I applaud them for that.
Yeah, everyone's got their own thing.
So how's we're recording this in the snap lockdown. How's that?
Well, I mean, it's fine for me because I'm unemployed. So, I mean, I'm just spending most days at home anyway.
Well, then you'd qualify for the lost 20 hours of work this week due to the virus because you can't go and get a job.
Yeah, it's snap lockdowns. I mean, for my mates, like one of my mates, for example, has lost like a fortnight worth of work because he's in the event industry. It's hit him really, really hard. So, a lot of people that I know personally are getting hit by it. And then there's a lot of people that are like me. And it's just like, well, I'm going to be sitting on my ass anyway. May as well just continue doing that.
Yeah. I was running the field for Wounded Heroes and we got the call at, it was about 10:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
The first call we got was, by the sounds of this, you're going to have to get people home by 4 o'clock. So make sure you shut by 2. And by the time I'd finished that briefing with my staff and then given a brief to the people, I got a phone call right at the end of that briefing from the president of the board himself, Mr. Martin. And he said, look, it's too much risk. Just shut it down, refund them, send them home. And I don't begrudge anyone for taking that refund, but there's staff wages and all that stuff that's got to be absorbed somewhere.
Exactly. And that's one thing that, back into the job or politics real quick, people don't understand. There is a lot of costs in the industry. People's time is not free.
Except mine, apparently.
Yeah, apparently. Like, for example, you've got the Working Bee coming up, and I know that there's a good chunk of us that are planning to come and help because we love playing at your field. So we're like, okay, let's give back.
Yep.
And maybe slip a few of our own ideas in there while we're at it.
Yeah, exactly. I think most people recognise that I like to hear feedback.
Yeah.
I welcome it. And if I can integrate that stuff, I will. We've certainly, when we talk about Parabellum, there's a bunch of changes that we haven't talked about openly yet. I'm going to have to do a Parabellum briefing podcast.
Oh, that one's going to take ages.
Yeah. So look, there's going to be lots of changes, little ones on like the mentors, that thing. You're one of the previous mentors, so that's not a thing.
Yeah.
PB3, because they become this proxy referee, which I never really wanted them to be, but that's my own fault for the way that I employed them. So it's got nothing to do with the people that were wearing the badge. They've still got the same skills to show people what Milsim is, but
yeah,
I don't know. Yeah.
It's one of those things. It's always hard, like with everything, finding a balance. And for me, I can trust my guys that were in my squad.
Yeah.
They're not idiots. They know, like, these are the rules. Okay, those are the rules. Then we set our own kind of rule kind of thing. Like, we have someone that's training to be a paramedic. He's going through uni and stuff. So if something went wrong, he'd be there first. We all have our own little boo-boo kits with like Panadol and Nurofen and the Wiggles Band-Aids and everything like that.
And a camouflage condom.
Yeah, can't forget those either. I like the glow-in-the-dark ones though.
No, I like the camo one so they can't see you coming. Yeah. No.
Yeah, no, please don't.
Right. See, I've got two buttons beside each other. They're both blue. And of course I pressed the add button because I'm an idiot.
Very good. Change that color.
This is why I'm not a sound engineer.
That's just hard.
All right. So Parabellum 3, what are you looking forward to? What are you hoping it will be?
Oh, it's there's been a lot of talk of it. Obviously, because for those that don't know, Tractor hangs out on my Discord. There's a lot of us, we just, talk shit. That's mostly what we do, and play Halo on Saturdays and play other games and talk Jobble.
And a lot of shit.
Yeah, there's so much shit talking. But of the things we were talking about the other night on your Discord that are coming into play, I'm really keen for that certain one that you've managed to get physically working now.
Yeah.
That one is going to add an entire new level that when it comes into play, people are not going to know what hit them. It's going to be amazing. Yeah. Knowing my luck,
it will hit me in the head.
Yeah, it'll get me. It'll physically hit me. But
I'll try.
Yeah, please. Maybe it'll knock some sense into me. Get a couple of brain cells going. Bond, for example, who's part of Warcrime Prime time, he's going to be NPC, which is going to be strange because obviously he and I, we went to Para 1 together, went to Para 2 together. He was squad lead for Para 2 for us. And now Para 3, he's an NPC. So of the things we've been joking around with, I hope actually come into play because that would be fantastic. But it's going to be interesting interacting with him because it's going to be hard because it's like, we're such good mates.
Come on, man.
Yeah. Going up to him, it's like trying not to just have a casual conversation like we always do, but actually interact it because he loves that role play aspect.
Does he what? He's a Flashpoint guy too. So
yeah, he's in Flashpoint. And I don't think I'll be able to get to Flashpoint. It's not super my thing. I'm not good with role play. So that's my issue. It's something I've been learning and I've been getting better with and better with.
Well, Bonja's the one to teach you that.
Exactly. And he's got, if he doesn't have something, he'll make it for the event too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's there's a reason he earned the title Mr. Make It. So
Oh, like he is the DIY guy.
he for those that don't know, his uniform that he wears, he made himself. Like he's
and his own dead rag and his own chick-on risk. Like he made an NDA AK mag pouch vest thing for the Vietnam event.
Yeah, exactly. And it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like he makes dead rags and he sells them. Most of the boys run his dead rags as well.
Yeah, good.
Because, you know, like we've got patches made through him. Like he's going to, we were talking about originally doing the Warcrime Primetime patches, but I've just been flooded. I've just been taking a break from everything and just like, yes, existing. That's my thing.
Use that effort on trying to get a job. Because like the IT industry fairly growth, so you should find some way to do that.
That's what I've been doing. The industry has been growing massively, but I'm not the only one. And for those that are sitting here that don't have a job right now, just keep trying. I did get a job, but I got sick during the second week because it was a contract, and now I don't have a job.
Yay!
Yay!
So if people would like to join in on the shenanigans at Warcrime Prime Time, will you give me a link to that to put into the show notes?
Yeah. I'll there'll be a link for that. I'll have to make sure I leave it as infinite so that people can always join. But just all I'm going to say is prepare yourselves. There's a lot of autism.
And if you don't like that level of autism, you can find the silence of my Discord where I hang out by myself.
And then when you get lonely, you come and hang out with us instead.
Oh, look, my first Discord was the Eastern Predator one, and that just, it drove me insane.
Yeah.
And people were used to
on Discord.
Oh, look, we tried to treat it like a forum where there was a repository of information. That's just not how Discord works.
Yeah.
And I'll still catch myself going, oh shit, I've got to read back everything since 2:00 yesterday when I was last. You can't do that. It's a living conversation.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's difficult. If I don't even read most of the chats in my own Discord, to be honest. I just sit in voice chat. It's easy that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah, I mean, it's good. We talk Gel Ball. We're still waiting for you to finish updating Halo so you can actually play with us.
I have now, and apparently now that I've done that, it's also cross-platform compatible.
Yes, yeah, it's been that for a while now. So
yeah, I don't know this stuff.
Yeah, we told you from the start. Like we run
I'm a different kind of geek.
Yeah.
Cosplay geek.
We so basically we run Halo nights on my Discord. We've got people like those that know Mitch Bevan. We've got Monk, we've got Rendar.
Is he in the Discord?
Yeah, he is. He's been named PP Poo Poo Boy.
I have not, in all the times I've been on your Discord, I have not seen Mitch the Bevan.
Yeah, he's only getting into it now because he's had all the like tags off because he's just like, I don't know how to use Discord. I'm going to turn the notifications off completely. So he did that. And now he's figuring it out. He's joined us for Halo Night. And he's figuring everything out. And like we were on last weekend, we were playing Halo before we came out to the field. And we were all up at like 1 a.m. We're like, oh shit, we're still playing Halo. We need to prep our gear.
Did anyone grow gels? Oh shit.
Yeah, we were feeling it the next day. You could see it all on us.
Yeah, well, post that, I've decided I went to Vass and said I need some of your black label gels to pre-grow because people are too lazy to grow them themselves some days.
Yeah, I mean, I've got plenty of packs. That's a little plug here. I am technically sponsored by X-Force.
I'm not, but I'll give him the same shout out because I find Vass to be a very reasonable guy. He doesn't take the piss with his customers.
Yeah, the crew out there is great. And like I found, talking about gels, the black labels, those are my go-to.
They're mine.
Yeah, they just work. You know, they're my Milsim gel. And there's a lot of things we've been working on in my Discord, a bit of a knowledge base. So
This episode is brought to you by Vass's Black Label Gels, available now through Retro's little Warcrime Prime Time shop.
yeah, so that's actually that's basically what I did for Parabellum 2. The boys all ran Black Labels because we got sponsored to run them. And yeah, like it went well, except for one of the guys which was running another gel.
And he had problems.
Yeah.
But
it's also Gen 9, so
that's like going to a Milsim and renting.
Yeah. I mean, he's an AK guy, so that's his thing.
So why didn't he run an AK then?
Because he wanted to look Gucci with the 1-2 boys. Yeah. We were all running M4s except for those that were running fouls.
I also hear a rumor that you've been in a project that was nicknamed Autumn Blue a couple of Fridays ago that no one else has heard about yet here at the Milsim East.
But I can't remember it.
A little video.
Oh, Autumn Blue. Yes. I forgot the name for it. Yeah, that was great. That was honestly fantastic. All the boys that were involved had an amazing time.
We had two guys, and I don't want to name them for obvious reasons, drive from Billawheeler just to be in there for that. They then went and played somewhere that night and drove home. Like, that's some serious commitment to be in a fanfic thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, now we're going to plug you. I'm going to plug you now.
Yeah.
Like, you've built this community and the vibe, like just the energy for the field is just fucking amazing. There is no other way of putting it.
Ian, when I first started doing games here, I rented the space and I ran the games as a for-profit thing, and I never felt 100% comfortable paying rent and doing all that. And Martin came to me one day and said, look, we'd like you to run these for us. And I said, there's one condition, and that's we've got to get the culture here right. If we get the culture the way that you and I want it to be, some people will come, some people won't, and it will attract some people and it will push others away just because people go, that's not what I want from a gel experience.
Yeah.
And I think we've been able to maintain the culture that we wanted.
Yeah, the culture, like every time I've been to Millsoft Sunday, it's been amazing. The culture there is just, it's exactly what all of us want. Those Milsim boys. And like it's freshy friendly as well. Like it doesn't matter if you're in cams or not, or if you're just hey, I'm just going to rent a blast and try it out because I want to try out Milsim because I don't have something that's really good or something, whatever. Like you don't need gear to get into Milsim. You can do these events.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was like, even during the Eastern Predator days, we talked about, do we run mini Milsims here? And everyone but me had the opinion that without open bushland, you can't run any sort of Milsim. And I went, well, we can run Ghost Recon Wildlands. We can run the Siege of Shadowville. We can run police operations and peacekeeping and peacemaking and different ROE without being the guys in the bush going at the other guys in the bush. We can do more of the scenario stuff here.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad we did.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. Like, I haven't made it out to a lot of the events, but I've made it out to a good chunk. And usually it's because that's when all the boys can get together and actually play. Because, the missus has let them go and be free for one weekend.
Yeah. And look, some guys are here. Like we were running an event every weekend and we've had to pare it back because like Damo from Milsim Supply puts so much time in during the week. He does nearly 2 full days writing those scenarios. I can't ask him to do that because he does a fantastic job at it, but it means he can't do his other job. So
exactly,
we've pared it back to 2 first and third weekends of the month. And guess what? Corona strikes on the first weekend of the month. We're supposed to be doing the Siege of Shadowville right now. It should be It should be the planes flying over and dropping bombs on the lines by now.
We were all joking around about it, talking about getting the dirty stashes out for the event.
Yeah.
We were all pretty keen for it, and then
bam.
Like I don't think I was going to be coming this weekend because I had a bunch of stuff that I was going to be doing. Now we're not.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's honestly like, if
And
anyone that's listening that doesn't play, come to the fucking field. I swear to God.
Yeah. And look, we can't run it every weekend anymore.
Exactly.
We've saturated the people that we want to get the experience that they want, so that when they come to Parabellum 3, their experience of the game will be better, because everyone around them will be playing with the same expectations and the same habits and knowing the hit rules and knowing this, and they can mentor the others around them and go, hey, mate, I noticed you didn't do this. You understand that this is, when you read the rule that way, that's how it works. And
Yeah.
I'd rather that than a policeman going, you broke the rules.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't go near there. Don't go near the river.
That's the thing. And that's the thing is, like, this, like, the community that's there playing is like, we've got my mates that are like 1-2 boys, the 1-2 boys, which you see in AMCU, which I've joined with AMCU because AMCU is hot and it works.
It's way better than Multicam Tropic, let's be honest.
Tropic's got its place. Tropic works.
The only Tropic that's good is Tropic Thunder.
Okay.
Yeah,
but like the last Milsim Sunday we went to, there was Sierra Company guys. They rocked up as like CIA.
Yeah,
and they were in suits.
I'm so pissed I wasn't there for that. I would have loved it.
Oh, dude, it was fantastic. We had so much fun just joking around and talking about it. And like, overall, the event, like, no one cared. At the end of the day, like, yes, you could shoot and your gel would just disappear into the wind because it was a really, really, really windy day, like knocking me on my ass windy. And it is what it is. But at the end of the day, everyone had so much fun because it was more about actually maneuvering and like getting into the right positions. And, tactics were a really big play in it because of the wind.
Yeah.
And that's something I don't get to do. That's why I love playing at your field, is because you can do that more.
Yeah.
And like indoor fields, like, we have mostly indoor fields in Brisbane.
And you can play like it's a Halo or a Call of Duty or whatever, where it's a very linear gameplay, or you go through rooms that are a maze and have multiple entry and exit points, and you've just got to run to keep going. And
exactly.
And that's fine. But other people have got that covered as far as I'm concerned. Like, if I was going to play an indoor game, I'd just go and see Kathy, because she's got that down pat.
Yeah, Kathy has definitely got it. Kathy and Toby have really got down pat, and I love that field.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely more of an outdoor guy. I'm definitely wanting to move towards like more kind of heavier Milsim kind of stuff. Like we've discussed it. I personally don't believe the community is ready for 3-day events. Some of the community is, some of the community isn't. But like if you look at the general player base, a lot of people aren't, and that's what the Parabellum events are for.
Yeah, and look, as far as multi-day events are concerned, there's Matt from ComSims and there's Jason from Toowoomba. They do that. I don't need to get in there and be competition to them. That is anti-productive to the whole industry. I'm trying to do something that's different for them that will feed those events. And I'm hoping that they're starting to see that the players coming to their events are a slightly higher caliber because of what I've done.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like I went to Juliet 15.
Yeah.
Damo sponsored me a ticket to that, and I ended up having to leave on the first day because my mate that came with me, his first Milsim and he was wrecked. He was wrecked.
You drove home in the dark, didn't you?
I didn't get home till 4:45 in the morning. I think we left at like 2 in the morning or something, or 2:30, because he was fucked.
This is why I have to take you back to Susan River, so you will actually camp.
Yeah. And like, I after Parabellum 2, I left my place at like 3 in the morning. Because I was like, I'm gonna sleep in my own bed. It's easy. I'm chill. I'm taking him. Off we go. And then on the way back, I was wrecked. And I'm like, I've been up since 3 a.m. It's like 8 p.m. I'm tired and I was falling asleep, and I'm like, you drove home. It's only an hour and a half, which is fine, but I needed that like a little bit of a nap because I was just so tired. But I've learnt from that, and at Parabellum 3, we're going to be camping the day before, at least. So I don't have to wake up at 3 in the morning and go driving.
Look, there was confusion about the camping tickets and that. So
Yeah.
what we're doing this time is the ticket gets you camping on the night of the event. If you want to camp the night before, that's extra. You can't transfer them across because the same money, if you're there for the day, it's a 24-hour block that we have to book the field for. And if you're there in a different block, we've still got to pay for that. And people probably don't understand, like, he has done us a massive deal. We are not paying anywhere near what we should be paying per person on that, so that we can throw some money back to Wounded Heroes if we can make profit, which we should be able to do.
Yeah, like the tickets sold out for Para 2 and it was 36 hours?
It was ridiculous.
It was crazy. And like we've been talking about it, and we're trying to go, okay, who's actually coming to the event? Because we need to know, because the tickets are going to go.
And we've tried to sort it. We've tried to let people have a week to be prepared for that, so they can have those discussions now with their team and go, all right, Bill, can I borrow $20 off you? And the other beauty of moving it off try booking is there's other ways to pay. There's not just try booking. You can, like, if there's somebody who goes, oh, just invoice me for all of them, or just do this or just do that, we're more agile in our response to how you can pay.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, it makes it easier. Like, if you want to just do an invoice for 12 tickets, go ahead, Yeah. But like, I mean,
and we could probably do I don't know. I don't know the intimacy of that, because Damo isn't the specialist on that stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm probably talking out of school. So he should be like the guy that knows how all that works. So
yeah,
if you want to know, talk to Damo.
Yeah, just shoot a message. Easy. I think Damo was going to join the Discord as well. It's probably
he's in there, but he's a lurker.
He is. Okay.
So cool. Snoopy. So is Baha.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Rocky's in there yet.
Yeah, because
technophobe.
Everyone obviously has different names. Like, I go by Retro. That's not what people know me like in real life. Now
you've got two different bloody profiles in your own thing.
I do. I have one for like my. So, okay, now I have to explain the story of it. So with because I'm a smoker, so I would go for a smoke break and I would jump on my phone to keep talking to my mates while I have a smoke, because there's a few of us that were smokers, and we'd talk shit while, in between rounds of like Tarkov or something. Exactly. And we would hang out there, and they got sick of changing, because I was using this mic. Obviously, it's a lot better quality compared to earphones for my phone or something. And they complained about it. It's like, to the point that it's like, we're sick of changing your volume settings. We're sick of it. Figure something out. I was like, fine, I'll just make another account. So I did. And it became a really handy thing, because, I started doing Gel Ball, and the Vague Strategist account is the one that everyone sees, but they don't see my other account, and it stays that way because it's easier that way. Because then if people want to reach me, it's on my phone. It's my phone account. So that's always around me somewhere. So I'm always going to get it. But if people try to reach me on my PC, like you've tried to reach me on my PC before, and I've not been home, and it's like, hey, can you come do this for me? It's like, shit, I saw that, like that was sent like 6 hours ago. Oh, fuck. People reach me on my phone. It's always around me somewhere. I'll see it usually within half hour.
Look, that's something that I've done in a different way as well. That everyone's got my phone number. Everyone's known that number forever. So we did the maths on it. It's an average of every 5 minutes and 50 seconds I was getting a phone call per day. That's untenable in being able to do your job. And as much as I love people having access to just ask me straight a question, there are so many that can be answered by Roxy in the same way without interrupting the and I hate saying this, the bigger level stuff. I fucking hate saying it.
Yeah.
But there are some, like when I'm trying to plan a Parabellum, I've got to keep my head straight and in that for a couple of hours at a time, then come out and Roxy goes, blah, 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 and I do that. So I totally respect that.
Yeah. And it's one of those things. It's like people don't understand. It's like managing all this stuff is fucking stressful.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like even me just managing my Discord, like sometimes it's just the drama sometimes that happens. The things, or like trying to organize people for events, and you know, someone's like, oh, I don't have this, and then everyone's like, shit, okay, well, you know, he's still fresh to the sport, he needs this, who's got that, and then we have to talk amongst ourselves to figure it out, and just like micromanaging things. It's good to step away from things. I've done that before. Just step away for a week and just like turn everything off, go do my own thing.
Yeah, I need to go to the outback and be and like in a previous life, I ran a tourism company and took people on expeditions out there. And being out there, I found the least stressful thing I could do is take 22 people through sand dunes. For me, that's God. Like, I'm getting paid to drive over sand dunes every day. This is fantastic.
Yeah.
Other people would go, that's the last thing I want to do is be responsible for 22 people's lives for a couple of days.
I don't think people would let me.
Yeah, people don't like me either, so we're in.
Yeah, there we go.
So what is it about Flashpoint that makes you go, yeah, no? Because a lot of people don't know what Flashpoint is.
Well, yeah. If you want to explain it so I make sure I don't stuff it up, that would be the best way.
It is a post-apocalyptic role-play event, but it's done in real life. But we're not getting to the cringe factor where you've seen people role-playing and they throw little bags of sand at people and go, I'm throwing a fireball. We're not going to that level of nerd. And we're using...
Fireball.
Yeah. And you don't have to count your hit points and do all that stuff that you would do in tabletop gaming. It's still any hit's a hit's dead. But we've got bows and arrows and we've got swords and we've got some of that stuff. And this year we'll probably limit it to pistols, because with a gel blaster pistol, nobody's got the SKD-18s anymore with a big drum magazine. Everyone's got a gas or even the 3DG Glock. You've got 10 or 15 rounds. You can bluff with that and go, I'm going to shoot you. And the guy doesn't know whether there's a round in the chamber. But also, if you fire your last round and it locks back, everybody knows you've got none left.
Yeah.
And that's an interesting mechanic in and of itself is, does this guy have enough ammo to kill all of us? Or do we rush them? Or do we, how do we handle ammo being scarce?
Yeah, I don't get me wrong, I think it'd be amazing and fun. I'm just going to ruin the roleplay aspect for people because I can't roleplay. I just end up like turning into just me being me, and it would degrade. Yeah. It's I also don't think that I'm ready for it. I'm pretty sure it was the same weekend as Hardcore's Search and Destroy comp as well, the same day.
Is it?
I think it might be. It's the 15th.
I hope that the people, like, I think Ray Tisner, he should be at that Search and Destroy comp, and he shouldn't be at a LARP event. So I'm hoping that these two events won't be competition with each other.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping to do it, but I can't organize, guys. People are too busy. That's just life. You know, the first round that happened, we actually had organized a group, but then someone broke their ankle and has been out since February. So yeah, we were like trying to organize people, but the whole role play aspect for me, back on topic, is something I'm still learning and trying to figure out. And I just end up rocking up in my gear that I always rock up in, which would be the issue. So it's something I'm looking to do.
We had character classes and all that sort of stuff the first year that some people just didn't understand.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of hoarding of equipment. And I suppose that's real. In a real survival situation, people would do it, but they were hoarding it so that their mate would go and die, respawn as somebody new, and walk straight over, and they'd hand them all this gear. And I'm like, you would never hand a stranger that you've never met all that gear. So you're metagaming.
Yeah, and that's one of those things. It's working out these systems is an incredibly difficult thing to do. Because like in the real world, whatever, as you said.
Speaking of working out systems, have I told you about the app?
Which one?
Or Parabellum?
Yeah, we were talking about the Predator radios.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I better let the cat out of the bag a bit further. So about 3 years ago, we started developing an app, and it's already in the Android world. We can give you the APK to download it onto your device. Think of it as it's similar but different to ATAC and ITAC in that you plug your PTT into your phone. So your contacts talk through your phone to the app, so we can provide you secure comms to your own squad, to your own squad leaders. So there is no Baofeng, oh, well, they can listen. They can't. It's impossible for them to break that encryption. So when blue talks to blue or blue talks to an umpire or whatever that's allocated a channel, that's done inside the TOC digitally, and no one can fuck that up.
Yeah.
And it also allows you to go, and my hope is we can go, all right, so there's blue 1-1 and blue 1-2, or how blue 1 alpha, or I don't know how we'll call that yet. We'll have a net control station, but it will allow you to break down into bricks. And because of that GPS locator that is embedded in your phone that talks to the app, we can keep you safe.
Yeah. And that's one thing people don't understand as well is, oh, but I want to go and climb up these trees. It's like, yeah, but if you do that and you fall and you break your neck and die, then we're in trouble.
And it doesn't matter what waiver I sign, I'm still responsible if you hurt yourself.
Exactly. And people don't understand that. So this is trying to find ways to do it. It's like, oh, but this field does this, or over in airsoft they do this. It's like, well, good for them.
How about you go and put your hand in your pocket, you run the event, and I'll come to that. I will gladly come to that event if you can find a way to make that work without your house getting taken off you. I'm there. If you can explain to me a way to do it that doesn't affect my insurance policy or my financial stability for the next 30 years, I'm interested in knowing. But don't come off half-cocked and go, oh, well, you should be able to do this. Shut up or put up.
Yeah. That's one thing that's a bit of an issue. I mean, everywhere, but in the community, I definitely notice is people talk about things that they have no idea on. Like, it's like you don't tell a heart surgeon how to do heart surgery. Yes, there is some ideas you could suggest, but at the end of the day,
look, I don't begrudge people having an opinion or asking me a challenging question, but the question doesn't change based on who asks it.
Exactly.
Nor does the answer.
Yeah, and that's the thing is people need to learn. Sometimes it's best to keep your opinion to yourself.
Yeah,
shut the fuck up. No one wants to hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that is what it is. People are people. Not much you can do about it.
So we're only going to have a couple more events. So I'm going to talk to Damo if this lockdown ever ends and I can sit in front of him as a person. And I want to release the Milsim dates or Milsoft dates for the weekends leading up to Parabellum, so that there's probably only going to be 2 more between now and Parabellum. If you're not ready for it at this point in time, when we're running our 3rd event, the basic rules aren't going to change. We'll change a couple of little bits here and there, and that'll get released. And everyone that's been there is expecting these changes. It's not a big shot from the blue, but let's see what happens. And there's people that didn't enjoy Parabellum 2 and aren't coming back. I don't begrudge them that. I cannot please everyone. I can't make the event that everyone loves. I can only make the event that I make and hope that you love it.
Yeah, and that's one thing as well is people seem to think that what they say should go kind of thing. Yeah. So remember how the world works is It's the needs of the many over the needs of the few.
Oh.
So fields are not going to cater to the one or two people of their player base that comes once a year. They're going to cater to the people that are there the most often and actually play, and the majority of players. Whatever the common thought process is going to be, okay, if like 90% of the community says, hey, I don't like, this, then that'll change. If the 10% likes it, that's too bad. That's not how it works.
Yeah. I think we're going to be at episode 50 for this podcast. If you go back to the first 20 episodes I did, most of that was me just verbalizing what I thought Milsim was to try and get across to people Milsim is and isn't, because there are so many different opinions on. And I don't, if you go to Donnybrook every weekend and you wear cams and you think that's Milsim, then it is Milsim. It absolutely is. But the problem, and that's why I've taken to the word mill soft, because when I say we do a mill soft, people go, well, that's something different and it's a little bit easier, and people get that straight away.
Yeah. Yeah, I still tend to use the word Milsim. It's just a force of habit.
Yeah.
But like everyone that's on my Discord, we all know what we're talking about. Of those that actually,
and there are guys that have come to me and said, this is the only Milsim. This is the only flavor of Milsim I'm interested in. And there are people that have come and said, look, to me, this is not Milsim, because I wasn't out all night defending a base and I wasn't doing that. No. And cool. Thanks for your input. And this is obviously not the event for you. So maybe you should try Tempest or K5 or Juliet 16 or whatever else is out there in the community that other people are running. Maybe that will fit you better. So just because you don't like what I do doesn't mean I'm going to change what I do.
Exactly. Yeah, people are a bit entitled sometimes.
And I'm one of them. I am a Karen.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. Some of my favorite YouTube content is Karens.
Yeah, I've seen a few good videos on Facebook. It's always a good laugh.
Karen's being Karening.
Yep. Always good times.
All right. So if people want to find you on the interwebs, where do they go?
Ooh, where don't they go?
You're on the Facebook groups. Where do you lurk there? Are you in Ball Blasters number 7 Australia or?
Yeah, I think I'm in like most of the groups, but I keep my Facebook private, so I don't get hundreds of fucking requests, which has happened when Guido did announce me to people. I got a bunch of requests. I'm just like, I don't know you. I don't know you. I don't know you. Go away. Go away. Go away. But you can find me on YouTube as Vague Strategist. Look for the logo.
It's no
easy. Yeah. You can find me on Instagram at I think it's vague_strategist. I'm on Twitch. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Discord. There'll be a link down there for Warcrime Prime Time. Just prepare yourself for it. That's all I'm going to say. It gets messy sometimes. And as well, one thing to mention about it, we have all types of people on that Discord. We don't care what race you are, what religion you are. Be a decent fucking human being. Simple as that. It won't be tolerated otherwise.
What I'd like to ask you now is I would like Warcrime Prime Time's voice chat room to do live coverage of our tickets going on sale next week. Wednesday night, they go on sale at 8 o'clock.
Oh.
I'm going to open a room and let people go in there, and if they've got any last minute questions, I'll go in there and I'll have my team behind me to answer the questions that I can't answer straight away.
Yeah.
Just so that people that are going, oh, I don't know whether to buy a ticket, can ask that question straight away. We can get some people through your Discord because they're probably in there already. And some of your Discord guys will be able to answer some of the really, really basic questions too.
Yeah. We've got a lot of people, a lot of the guys, they had their first event at Para 2. There's some of us that have been, around for years and have been doing this stuff for years. I was going to go to EP, well, fucking all of them, 1, 1.5, 2, but live, there's a lot of people on there. We've got Zach from Donbass.
Yep.
We've got Kermit. We got everyone. If there's a question you have,
you've got
ask it. Yeah. Yeah, we got everyone.
Monkey,
Just ask
monkey.
a question.
Yeah.
Someone will have an answer for you, or someone can point you in the right direction.
And if they
That's
don't have an
simple.
answer, I'm sure they'll have an opinion.
Yeah. Yep. Everyone has their own.
Yeah, they're like armpits. You can have at least two and they both smell the same.
Yeah, or they're also like assholes. Everyone has one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they all poopy.
Mm.
All right, well, I think we're there. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to play out with my normal outro. I'm going to put in my Patreon ad at this point. So if you're not interested in supporting me on Patreon, totally get that. But I'm going to give some little love to myself with Patreon at this point. Thanks for being on, Retro.
No problem. It's been great.
It's been a blast talking about blasters.
Like usual.
Thanks for listening to the Milsim podcast. We're not sponsored directly by any business. So how does it exist? Because of a dedicated group of people who send me money on Patreon. Patreon is a way for me to pay for the cost of hosting and sharing this podcast on the internet and upgrading equipment as required. And you can get some perks if you're in Patreon. A few people pay a significant amount, but I'd like a bunch of people who like what we do to just pay $1 a month, as they really help me with the algorithms. I do shout out events and retailers, but they are all things I'm directly involved in running myself, or they're events or products I want to support in the community. You also won't me here running anyone down directly, but I will give feedback I think is constructive. You can also support me once off via PayPal if you don't like Patreon, or you can send me mail or products to review via Wounded Heroes at PO Box 73, Ellen Grove 4078 in Queensland. But please be aware I can't return review products unless you include full return postage. I thank you in advance for your anticipated support, and I hope you're enjoying our podcast.